What is going on? This is AlTone, and today I wanted to share these two awesome simulator controllers with you from Start RC. They sent me these guys out. They are fantastic, and I just wanted to take an opportunity to share them with you and tell you a little bit about them. Now, normally, what I will do and what many people do is there are a bunch of different things you could do. You could use an Xbox controller, all this kind of stuff if you want to learn how to fly RC. But these controllers actually give you the feel of a full-size controller, which I think is absolutely fantastic. This happens to be a controller that I was using in the past as far as for my flight sim. And my thought when it comes to flying simulators, especially if you want to learn how to fly FPV, or if you want to learn how to fly fixed wing RC or helicopters, is to have a controller that's very similar to this to practice with in a flight simulator. That will give you the closest feel to what you're... If you use a game controller like an Xbox controller, it doesn't give you the same feel. If you use something like this, it will give you the same feeling as if you are flying using, again, a full-size controller that you would use on one of your models. This is a fantastic... These are fantastic controllers that were sent out to me from Start RC for me to try out. Now, I do fly a couple of different simulators, and I'll share that with you in a little bit. But I actually use, and there's a couple of them that these work with, and I'm going to tell you a couple of differences that I've noticed as I've started to use both of them. Because I only have one flight sim, or two flight sims that I actually use to train with, and I've been able to use these with both of them, but I'll explain a little bit about that to you in just a second. But essentially, what you have is two different flight controllers. You notice these are two different colors. One is white and one is gray. The white one, they're both a SA FPV remote controller, but you'll want to buy the one that was going to essentially work best for you. So make sure you read through all the description of these so you'll know which one is possibly going to work better for you. But I can tell you a couple of things about them myself. Now, the white one, this particular one is one that I'm using. I have Aerofly RC 10 on Steam, as well as Drone Racing League. I fly on Steam, and this is the controller that I use primarily. Plugs directly into your USB. It's actually recognized as a full-size controller, like one of these. They both actually come with their own USB-C to USB-A connector or cable, and so this particular one is the one I'm using with mostly with Aerofly RC 10, and it connecting wired to my computer, and I'm able to fly my models, which I'll demonstrate for you in a second. And this guy will actually work with DJI Virtual Flight. It'll work with RealFlight, Liftoff, Phoenix RC, and again, Aerofly, and quite a few others. Depending on what you're using it to fly with, that will determine what color your LED is on the top when it's connected. But it works out, again, very, very well. So let's take a look at these two controllers real quick. In the box, they do not come with the control sticks actually on. They actually remove, and you can just screw them on. It's a very good possibility. These are standard. You might actually be able to get upgraded or different control sticks for these in the future if you want to. The white one, there is no battery bay or anything on it. You just have an LED. You do have a push button here on the front, which you can actually use for different things. And then you have your different controls. In Aerofly RC 10, which I'm using to fly this with, all of these controls work. You can just program them for different functions, and you have a two position on this side, two position on this side, and then three positions on the top. And that's simply it. And then your control sticks. And again, you just go in and do the calibration and the setup on them. Your computer should recognize it, PC or Mac. And then you should be able to go into Aerofly RC 10 and be able to fly, or any of the other flight sims that I mentioned, and be able to fly them and have a great time. And again, you don't have to worry about keeping batteries in your full-size controller or anything like that. On this one, is very similar, very much the same, except you have a little push button here at the bottom. Then you also have two position switches, 3 position switches, button on the front, LED light, and then you have your control sticks. They are set up, as you can see, these are both set up to mode 2. I do not know or if they provide a mode 1 version or not, but what they sent me was the mode 2 version. And again, they both work well. And they both work with what I'm flying or is using as a flight sim to train on Aerofly RC10 and Drone Racing League. I'm able to use both of them. The difference between them, especially or specifically in like Aerofly RC10, is this one shows up as a full-size controller that I can then do my programming to and program my switches the way I want them to. What I notice about the gray one is it actually shows up as an Xbox controller. And so there's a little bit of a difference between the two. And again, you want to go through the description to make sure that you order the one that's going to work best for you. For me, either one worked great because even as an Xbox controller in Aerofly RC10, I'm able to go in and set up the control sticks the way I want to. I can actually set this to mode 2 and it works out perfectly. And then you can go in and program your switches and your buttons for the functions that you want to use them for. So I think these are great. This was the particular one that works the best for me. I'm going to be using this one in the flight demonstration. But again, they both work extremely well. And I really, really appreciate Start RC for sending these out to me for me to try out. I've tried many of their different products, especially accessories for like the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 for DJI. I've tried them out and I've used them quite a bit. They just make really good products and I really like them myself. Yes, they did send this out to me, but I'm just being honest. I think they're great products. So thank you again so much for stopping by. Have an absolutely fantastic day and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.